Hi, I'm Carcina.
Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No one knows Carcino and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. Go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them. What's up? What's up? What's up? Let's get into it. Now, Captain Jack. Steven Jackson's out there, boy. Captain Jack. Captain Jack decided to issue an apology to Kwame Brown. And it was surprising that it came after 2 years of disdain over the disrespect they showed on their podcast show. And this is somebody who's a former teammate of him. Him and Matt Barnes went on the show. They didn't do it once. They did it twice with 2 different people on the show. Now, looking at the scenarios, looking at everything involved, you want people to ascend and grow and show growth. Throughout that whole rundown, we saw some things that didn't align with other people's ideals of what real is and what real isn't, because nobody was really highlighting these things. And people's definition of what's real and what's cool and what's not and what's real are 2 different things. The way Kwame Brown carried himself and the way Steven Jackson carried themselves was different, but what was the foundation of that was respect for one another. And once Kwame Brown felt that respect wasn't there, he had to basically draw a line and call it out and say, hey, y'all ain't gonna disrespect me like that, and their hubris decided that they were big enough to where, who was this guy? He can't say nothing to us. We on top. We number one. We doing this and that. And they were feeling themselves, and they felt like they were above Kwame Brown for him to be complaining now. And they only looked at it from their point of view. Oh, you ain't say nothing to those other dudes and all of this. Now you want to come after us. So they took it personally and decided, instead of saying, okay, let's sit down because this is a brother of ours, we played with him, didn't realize or even try to fathom any kind of response of, oh, well, this is my brother in arms, like this is my brother in this. Let me go ahead and see what I could do here to mend this, like men would do. They took the hard approach. And the hard approach led to more controversy, led to more drama, led to videos. It led to a lot of views for me. And my response to it at its said time. And it got way out of control, because I wasn't going to back down, and I knew Kwame wasn't going to back down. And when y'all decided that I was a Kwame Brown apologist, when I gave my opinion on it, and you wanted to attack me to show me I was nobody, then that's when it takes on a whole new life. And then everybody else who's in the middle of this are just basically prisoners of circumstance, and they're just watching the back and forth of the human drama. But in reality, we all look like fools in the end of the day, because nothing of growth is coming from it. We're not moving forward as people or anything. So It's a failure for us. It's a complete failure for us as people and as a people. So don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to that. For that notion right there, you should be subscribed. Just for that statement alone. Now, what did he actually say? Well, I'm glad you asked. So now we're going to go ahead and get this pulled up so we can listen to. Yeah, they labeled me the apologist of Kwame Brown during that time. Kwame Brown and his apologist, Carcino. Let's go on here and listen to this.
Well, I see the shift. I definitely see the shift, man. We losing a lot of people right now, but I see the shift. You know, I seen Trick and Rick Ross squash their beef. I think that's beautiful, bro. Black men, you know, it's time for us to do what's not expected of us, right? And that touched me to see Rick Ross and Trick squash their beef because they are two big people in our culture. You know, they have a big name and a big influence. So I want to follow suit. I've been thinking about it for a while, and I even texted him before, but the only person I feel like I owe a public apology to is Kwame Brown, because that was my little brother. You know, we played together in the NBA on teams, and we was real cool. And the joke that we made a joke on, we would say in locker rooms all the time, went a little too far, and he got tired of hearing it. And I had to look at it from his side. So I'm publicly apologizing to my little bro. And I think everybody should wake up and do that in men relationships.
I'm cold as in here. But no, man, my boy just hit me up and was like, yeah, man, Steven Jackson did apologize, man. You need to talk to him. Da, 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 da. I told him, I said, I don't have no problem talking to Steven Jackson. Me and Steven Jackson ain't never really had no problem. That's why I was confused about the whole situation. That's why I thought I can call him. But nigga too old for that dumb shit. So if he want to rap, we can rap, you know. Now his little sweet ass homeboy now with all that gay shit that he did. You know, I don't like no man invite me to his penis, but you know, if he want to have a conversation, we can have a conversation as well. You know, time out for the dumb shit. I'm glad he apologized. Grown people do grown shit, man. Shout out to Steven Jackson and shit. I apologize for some of the shit I said in response. We both could apologize because I know I went motherfucking nuts.
So, right then and there, and KB did, you know, and he had every right to be. I mean, he been hearing this for 20 years, and here's some people, like, if it's people you don't deal with, you ain't concerned about it. Right? You ain't concerned about it. When it's people you don't deal with, you ain't concerned. When it's people that you supposed to be cool with, that you play ball with, you would think they have more of a sense of, hey, I play with this guy, you know, like, you know, but you going in front of NBA owner, and Jenny Buss, you're going in front of other people, and they have more respect, and you know, for their former players than and stuff like that, and y'all in there making fun of them in front of them. You know, it's like y'all downgraded them. You know, and it's a terrible, terrible look for us as brothers that we do that to each other, and white folks don't do it to each other at all. They got to get permission to be able to do stuff like that. Word up. If they don't, you never see these situations or scenarios play out like that. they don't have any type of what you would call wherewithal to say, hey, this is how I feel today. Look, I'm glad he did what he did, but I understand what's going on. You understand? Like, this had nothing to really do with Kwame Brown, in my opinion. This has something to do with his issues he got with, or that he got with Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe came out of nowhere. He's number one. So he's just been looking to find any reason to keep going at Shannon Sharpe. So he seems to don't like what he's doing. And, you know, and it keeps him in the search engine. It keeps people talking about him. And, you know, when their ratings ain't hitting no more, because they took a big hit going up against Kwame. They took a hit. They thought they were untouchable. And then you saw what happened. Now there's no Showtime Sports. Showtime gone, the podcast. You know, they got their own thing there. And yeah, so when you see things like this happen and, you know, materialize, now you have problems that you can't afford. But once you get humbled and you're not in the number one spot, now someone else in the number one spot. Now you got the same problem with him, with Shannon Sharpe. And what Kwame Brown was talking about. Oh, you feel you above everybody. That's how you and Matt was acting. Y'all were above reproach. You can't come on the show. Everybody want to come up there and they trying to angle. We see your angle. That's how you was doing it. We saw it. But hey, Kwame Brown accepted your apology. It was to him. That's perfectly fine for him to accept it. Because the attack was on him initially. Like, I've been let the thing go. But like you say, sucker-ish. Sucker-ish, I'm always going to call it out. So if you do sucker-ish, I'm going to call it out. That's just what it is. And Jack, you've done a lot of it. But this isn't about Kwame Brown because you had 2 years. You mean to tell me you need Rick Ross and Trick Daddy, who both from Florida, to go ahead and squash their beef or whatever after all these years later? You need that motivation for you to say, man, you know what? Me and Kwame Brown, no, you did that over this Shannon Sharpe thing. My thing is, if you want to piece it up with somebody, make it about that. Don't tie it in with your other agenda. You tying this into Shannon Sharpe, which doesn't need to be. Shannon Sharpe don't need to be in the same paragraph of what you're doing here with Kwame Brown. That should be totally separate. But you're trying to elicit an apology from Shannon Sharpe to you and back and forth to have that connection to them. It's cool. I see the angle. But, you know, KB said he apologized, you know, because they don't really mention you. You know, nobody really mention you no more. You gone cold. And, you know, the content on the show ain't great. And the show haven't really been what it used to be. And you took a big hit because of ego. And that's just really the gist of it, man. So let's listen to what he said about Shannon Sharpe. Now let's go ahead and take a listen to this. so that y'all can get an understanding here. Shout out to urban politics.
Everybody should wake up and do that.
I can't lie to y'all and be real with myself. I ain't cool with everybody, and I ain't gonna be cool because I don't stand for sucker shit. And there's a lot of sucker shit going on, and there's a lot of people that slide to confirm their narrative, right? We ain't selling our soul. We ain't done no sucker shit. But the sucker is still going on. And a lot of times, if you don't address the sucker shit, and if you don't address the people who doing the sucker will become contagious. And then the youth will start believing that the sucker is the way to go. Right? Point blank. So, yeah, I'm willing to squash certain people, but I'm human. There's still some people I don't, and I'm going to stand on that. Sorry.
Yo.
Now, what he was saying, the people he wasn't going to mess with was like Shannon Sharpe. My bad. We just got stuck here for a minute. Looking at a damn play. But right here, Stack said, straight like that. I only care because we was once teammates. And I had to look at it from his point of view. A lot of things was said. I'll apologize for my side of it. Salute, KB. The other guy who says he was above Black Podcast and only listened to the Kelsey brothers and Joe Rogan, you got it coming, bro. You getting beside yourself. Somebody told you wrong. Now, Cameron and everybody else just end up twisting the words of what was said by Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe didn't say it as if he was above anybody, but it's a nice spin. What he's saying is that everybody who was saying that it was fake, all of those guys, I'm saying, oh, he faked it and all of that. Those are guys that are under him. Like, those are the guys that's trying to get to where he's at. Like, I'm bigger than you guys. Meaning that, why would I need to fake that for hits and attention when I'm already bigger than you guys? What do I need that for? Not everybody on this thing gets paid like that. I have sponsorships. So I'm already, we're looking at a $200 million evaluation. I just lost a big interview. So I'm not trying to do this for, so everybody goes, oh, okay, well, all right, I'm getting it in. So we can't say he ain't no more. That had to go out the window. But he's like, that ain't what I'm looking at. Now, Joe Rogan and all these guys say that because they are above him in the financial department and getting $200 million deals. Getting massive contracts and massive sponsorships like the Kelsey brothers and all this. That's what he's talking about. He's not saying, oh, I'm just above all you black podcasters. But in the business of things, he is.
That's what y'all. I mean, y'all can get mad all you want, but the truth is true. Shannon Sharpe bigger than y'all. All the smoke news. I mean, I ain't hating. I'm just being real. Nightcap, that's bigger than y'all show, bro. And it just got started. He got 2 shows better than y'all show. So I look at it to say this. If you're going to apologize to KB, apologize to KB and let it be that. Don't tie Shannon Sharpe to it because you got an agenda or an angle to it. You don't need to do that. That's sucker it that we talk about. Now all of a sudden, on what's the day is Thursday? On a Thursday, you just have an epiphany? I think I need to publicly apologize to Kwame Brown. We told you that 3 years ago. Well, when you look at a situation that doesn't, you see things that don't add up, or you see things that don't pass the smell test, that's when you start going down the rabbit hole in the wrong direction. So I am, man. I'm like, whatever to all of it. Like, man, whatever. Homeboy said this and that, whatever. We too grown. That's how I feel. We too grown. We are way too grown to have this notion go down. Our problem comes through the door when we have people that don't get it. Like I said, I call out sucker-ish. You went to Chicago down there talking about I'm checking in and all that. Sucker-ish. You've been doing a lot of it. So it's a lot of immaturity, a lot of growth that has to happen on a lot of different areas and a lot of different fronts. It's like, how many times it's like a broken record. We got to tell Jack, you ain't make your bones in the streets. You know what I'm saying? You played in the NBA. You have $1 million contracts. That's where you made your bones. You know what I'm saying? It's like bad decisions that you made got you in situations you shouldn't have been in. People went to bat for you and got you back in the league, and you continuously made bad decisions. So that's on you. But hey, I'm glad you and KB actually squashed it, because KB been let the thing go. Like, it's old in him. He ain't somebody that like to continue beef, but he ain't gonna take no BS from nobody either. But yeah, if you want to sit down and actually have a real conversation with him, I think that's great. Y'all have a great conversation. But like he said, this ain't meaning like the olive branch goes to Matt Barnes too. So Matt need to own up to his part. If y'all both on this growth and maturity, that's the way it needs to go, both sides. So we're going to take it from there. And I'm out. Shouts out to Kwame Brown, Bust Life. I'm watching this damn game. That's why there's so many pauses. But shouts out to KB, Ticket TV, Dreamers Pro, Urban Politics, Politicians, my Casino for Life Patreon, and we're going to keep it rolling.